Welcome everyone to another walkthrough here in Fallout 4. This is the Taffington Boathouse, and as you can probably see, when I recorded it, it didn't record my voice when I was doing the walkthrough. So now I gotta do an overdub thingy, and I gotta run through the whole video and talk over it. So check it out. Leave some comments if you have any questions about how I made anything, and I will try my best to, to explain it as we go without talking too much.
Hi, how are you?
So enjoy. So first off, we'll start over here. This is what would this be? The north entrance. We got a guard tower there. I made a few different little guard towers. I guess they're just guard, areas where the guards can stand. Made this one out of concrete. Did a couple little platforms for my laser turrets. I used some wires on some stuff. I used some wire glitches, some Wi-Fi wiring. There's another little guard shack thingy-madoodle right there at the entrance. This is going to be the main entrance to the general store type thing. There's a weird thing about Taffington Boathouse where it doesn't always let your settlers work and you can't buy from them. That's happening here. Half the time they're not even standing there, but in explanation of what this whole thing is, I have set up Taffington Boathouse as not only a little store. It's got a pier, but you can see all the water purifiers, and it is the water production facility. In real life, I'm a water operator and I make water drinkable, and so I kind of lean into that, and I made a water plant where I'm treating water. I think we're gonna go inside here. It's been a while since I watched this. So here's like the area where you would buy stuff. We got a general person, seller, whatever you want to call it, and I believe the other person sells guns. They're never there though, and I don't understand why. But yeah. So there's that. We got some seating where you can buy some food and sit and drink and eat it. That whole thing. Covered the walls with all the gun racks, as you can see. I think it looks better than just having, bare metal with 2x4s. I don't know. It turned out pretty good. It took a little bit to try and get it all flat. But you can see at the bottom, that's what it would have looked like, and I don't like that. So that's what I did. The upstairs is a whole nother monster though. So the upstairs, this is a throwback to my childhood. At the pizza shop we had pool tables and video games, and that was really all there was to do as a kid other than ride around town and get in trouble. So basically made the back room of the pizza shop right up here. You got some pool tables, you got some video games. Obviously we didn't have slot machines. Growing up in rural Ohio, we didn't have a lot of gambling places back then, but I thought this was pretty cool. I made it all glassed out so you can see plenty of light during the day. Don't have to have a lot of lighting in there. The nighttime lighting is very subtle, which you'll see later. Threw some color in there. This was the first time I had actually used the carpeted floors on anything, so I just thought that was kind of a nice little touch. You see there's wires on those going up at the ceiling. So some wires are exposed, that's on purpose. Some are not. Some are glitched through walls, and some are just Wi-Fi wired where there's no wiring at all, but I wanted to add that little aspect. There's, you can see how I fixed the roof. So you can't see all the busted out stuff on the roof anymore. I was kind of proud of being able to make that work. You see the front porch roof is all covered up. And that worked out perfect. Those roofs are very forgiving. And you can put those metal roofs in there. I think you'll get a better look at it here in a little bit. But we'll see. You got a nice glimpse of, I made the tenants' housing out of boxcars. Made a couple, I think there's 4 apartments in there for tenant housing, and they are like done up double, so you got 2 people. Actually, all the bedding is doubled up, so bunk beds are actually 4 beds instead of 2 beds. And that was my dog. You can see how I did that, putting the sleeping bag on top of the little beds, give you enough room and all that. And then I put little bump outs on these instead of using doors, so you have like a little area to the side. Funny thing about them floors, the little bump outs, the floors don't work for very much. You gotta like glitch everything on there. It's hard to see those trash cans. They're stuck in the wall. I set them there, and then they got pushed into the wall, and then they wouldn't move. I couldn't do anything with them, so that's where they're at. And I meant to put stuff in them, and I forgot they were going to be some shelves. And oh well, what can you do? There's a toilet in there. We'll walk around, and you can see the rest of the apartments here. Put down these floors just to level everything out pretty much, because the ground is very uneven. This is kind of like the one for the handyman, I guess. It's got a little place to do his work in. Storing stuff. There's dog meat. So you'll come over here and we'll go up to the 2nd floor. This one is straight balcony going across it. Took me a little finagling with the floors to get them to line up right, but there you have it. There is a wire that is there, and you can't do anything about it. It's just there. We're going to pretend like that's not there. Those beds, I kind of messed up on them, but if you can't see it, I won't point it out. Could have put more stuff on the shelves in here. I was kind of just trying to get this thing finished so I could put it out. Really should go back and do some decorating. A little bit thicker decorating. But I did build everything. With that stinking wire. It's just there in the way. And it's not a wire that's connected to anything. It's just a wire that's there at the settlement on the light poles that don't do anything. I don't know why that TV's not on either. There should be power up there. There's some flamingos. Let's see. We'll go down here. There's my doghouse again. And that's what it looks like in the front. Come around to the side. Now what I did was I made it like a covered walkthrough, like a path. So people just walking past, they have to walk through here. It also kind of messes up with, you know, the provisioners walking through, but they figure it out. So you can walk underneath there and it opens up, and then you can walk on through here. And it was just kind of, I don't know. It just worked out that way. And then you come over here and you got a double tiered guard stand. You got a guard tower and then another guard stand underneath it. Got some turrets up there. I think all the laser turrets are Wi-Fi glitched, so there's no wires hooked to them. But you can see that's where those stinking wires are, and there's no getting rid of them. But I like these little guard stands. I like making interesting little guard stands. I think it's fun. There's a big pile of tires. And my vault boy is just there giving his approval thumbs up. You can see the little walkway over there on the side to get up on the roof. Not that you ever need to get on the roof, but I made a way to do it. That's where the Brahmin pin is, even though Brahmin haven't showed up yet. I got my my radiation shower over there. This is the bathroom. It's a communal bathroom, so anybody can use it. You just walk on inside. There is a lot of trees and stuff in it, but it does work. And you got a lot of privacy and toilet paper. So it's good to go. That's the only bathroom. So if you gotta go, that's where you gotta go. Except for the bathrooms in the apartments. They have their own bathrooms. There's the house. I put banners up across the front from the Nuka World stuff to cover up all the open rafter ends and stuff like that. I put that light is dumb, so just ignore that. But it does work. Hindsight is 2020, and I could have just pushed those lamps into all the other lamps, which I figured out later I could do, and then never went back and changed it. It works. Everything's just fine. We'll just move along. Just kind of fix the railing there. I tried to leave as much here as I could from the original stuff. See how I did those lamps is how I should have done them all. It's alright though. We figured it out. Let's see, where do I go next? I think I go inside there. And what I did here was I put rugs across the opening where the floor is at so I could put my generator up in there. You can fall through that hole, but it's alright. We won't fall in there. This is kind of just like storage for the stores. They can bring their extra inventory over here. And then you got a little work area where we can work on turrets and whatnots and all that good stuff. And then we got a little storage place here. This is where we're tinkering with Mini Nuke, trying to do some creative engineering, I guess you could say. One of the places that I use the wire glitch to wire through the wall to get the wires up to the ceiling. This whole build was kind of a progression of learning things, because at first I didn't know how to do the wire through stuff, and then I learned that, and then later afterwards I learned how to do it with no wires. So there's a chair where my companion can sit while I work on the workbench, and there's my power armor workbench, and get my rads gone. Not a lot of food planted around here on this side. It's just more decorative. But you see I used the ball tracks for the roof on the main part, the front and back, and then I filled in the broken part at the top with flat roofs and those porticos, I think they're called. I don't remember. But that was pretty cool. And then I used the radar things to cover up the ends where I slipped those metal roofs in. Yeah. Did a lot to the walls to make them look a little bit more scrappy. And covered up the windows. The windows have glass and then they have wood. And those I've just covered up, and then I put fencing in those. So you're protected. That's you'll see in a second, that's where the water operator can sit and manage his water plant, so to speak. Going here to the kitchen. Got a small area. There's not a lot of people living here. I think there's only 5 or 6. So it doesn't have to be real big, but we got a nice little area for cooking. It's kind of hard to tell, but there is a fire inside the stove. You didn't really get to see it, but I did put a fire up in there so it is glowing. And this is where the operator works. You got his desk where he fills out all of his lab reports, and then you got the chemistry area where he's doing all of his tests, and this is where he comes over here and runs his bacteria tests. And those are all the controls for the water plant, all the pumps and valves and whatnot. And those are sloths hanging on the ring stand. I like the sloths. I think they're cute. Got a couple pictures over there. If you go right across the creek or lake or whatever you want to call it. There's a little neighborhood that has a bunch of super mutants in it, and one of the houses in there has several pictures in frames that you can carry over. They're not far away. Threw some stuff on that little shelf there. It was covering something up. I can't remember what it is. I like how when you put the pictures over the top of the brain fungus, the brain fungus stays there. I tried to make it look like the Vault Boy had tumors. This is a workout area, the gym, and we'll say like the I don't know, like a communal lounge, so to speak. For some reason, none of the stuff that's supposed to be powered is coming on. I think that's weird. But yeah, that's what this little area is. You got a couple couches and a table. I put fencing in the windows up on the second floor because they're broken out. And then I also have, you'll see in the back, I think I showed the back with the turrets. Yeah, I made a little railing too. I kind of just breezed right past it. But this is going to be the main bedroom, your survivor's bedroom. I do this with the doors so that they can close it, and then they're not supposed to be able to get in here, but a lot of times they just spawn in here. So what can you do? But same deal with the bed here. I got a mattress with, or not a mattress, I got a bed with a sleeping bag. Got a little area, it's all decorated up. Lots of good stuff. Kept as much as I could. Kept the desk. Kept the safe. That desk has a lamp on it where you can't build the lamp, so you got to keep it. And then the safe, you can't build the safe. You got to keep that. I believe the chair you can build, but I don't remember. I don't remember for sure. Just got one power armor station here. And then, you know, the repair station that's outside. But it's pretty basic, pretty simple. I use the white fences to cover up the windows in here. Then you just walk on it and it opens the door and it closes behind you, and then you don't have to flip any more switches. So I think I'm about to go sleep, and then we'll get the night tour. Yep, that's what we're doing. Okay, night tour time. I keep it pretty dark. I like dark. I don't like big bright settlements. So you'll notice that a lot of stuff is dimly lit. It's from, you know, that's how I would assume it would really be. If it was real life and you're really into the apocalypse, you don't want to advertise where you're at, especially at night when it's easy to see, so you keep things dim. That's why I covered up the windows in the back so the super mutants can't see you. And you come in here, you got a weird shadow from the fans, which is so weird that it does that. The light's below it, but it's showing the fan. It's showing it on the bottom. There's one of my settlers.
Hope you ain't one of them synths.
All the settlers
spy
are
on
decked
me.
out in combat armor. You can see nighttime. The nighttime operator is. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm at work. Nighttime operating. So you don't need all that light on to do what you're doing. You got a light on your desk. Got to be able to keep an eye out there on all your pumps to make sure that they're all still running.
My back hurts, my feet hurt, everything hurts.
You can see the outline of where I've fixed the windows because the boards are pushing through. Probably should have took those back out, but it's fine because then I boarded them up with the posts. But I like that. It's nice and dimly lit. The whole walkway around here is pretty dimly lit, and it gives it a nice ambiance. I like this little sitting area on the back porch. You can just sit out here and chill. I think I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. I also like the glow from the fire barrels. That's the back of the house. You see the same thing. I put just a few lights around the back of it. Could have put lights up there, but I didn't because, like I said, I don't like to advertise. But that little light right there shines up everything pretty good. I like the dimness of it. I think it works well. And up here, you can see that nice blue glow. I think that's from the lights inside the game room shining down there. But yeah, I just use I use the little single wall sconces for lighting in here, and I'm not really sure why that stuff reflects like it does, but I'll take it. Works for me. So this is like probably the most lit up room of all of it. It's a store, so you gotta be able to see what you're doing. You gotta be able to see to eat, all that stuff.
Is honest.
You come over here and you can get a good look at the train car apartments. It's just real dark. I wanted to keep it dark. Of course, the back of this is right on the line, so you can't really do anything once I put it in there. Couldn't really put any lights back there even if I wanted to. But you see, it keeps that darkness. That's kind of what I was going for. I wanted to keep it dark so it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb.
Hi, how are you?
But I think all in all, the main building itself turned out really well with the dim lighting, but when you're in it, it's pretty bright. And then the same with the little guard stand. I'm going to keep it lit where you can see yourself, but you don't stand out. Can't really see the person. You just can see that there's something there. That's what you want to be, a small target. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my version of the Taffington Boathouse. Leave a comment, let me know what you think, if I could improve on something, if you want to know how I did something. I look forward to hearing your comments, and yeah, I'll have another video coming out shortly where I'm building at Merkwater Construction. That's where we're at right now. So check back, give me a like and a follow, or a subscribe, or whatever they call it. And we'll see you again soon in the wasteland.